These three gentlemen take mental well-being seriously, but are not serious. They'd rather swear and make irreverent jokes. Now that you know, the healing may commence.
Big Z and the Grizz.
Welcome to We're Probably Not Okay, the podcast that makes fun of mental well-being. I'm David Musgrave, the man kissed by all angels, and as you can see, I shiver with Antici. And with me as always is
Brandon, full shepherd of the forest and secondary host of this episode, and only two of us today, as you can see from the video if you're watching the video. But
if you're
it's not going to be as good.
If you're not watching the video, it's not going to be as good. Oh wait,
no.
Oh, you mean the episode's not going to be as good because it's just you and me, and we're missing our good boy Ryan.
We're missing our best friend.
Yeah, your very best friend is not with us today, but you know what? We'll do our best to make up for that fact. We won't.
Yeah, but we'll try. So if you're going to listen anyway and stick with us, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Just know what you're in for. We're going to probably do a little bit of a quick episode. I always say that 4 hours later, we're still recording. But I would like to talk about anticipation and excitement and, you know, whether anticipation is a good thing for you or not. Got a couple questions I'll kind of ask around that to start some conversation. And I want to ask you what you're most anticipating these days. So, should be a fun conversation, but as you know, tradition dictates. Let's do a real quick mental healthness check-in. Brandon, how have you been? It's been a while since we recorded the podcast. But...
It has been quite a while, actually. Mental healthness has been okay. I have to go to Cleveland next week to the clinic up there. My dad is having more stents put into his heart. Or not his heart, but the veins outside of his heart or something. So yeah, I got to drive up there, and I'll be staying up there for 2 or 3 nights. So yeah, I guess I'm also alerting you that next Tuesday I will not be here to record.
Understood.
But yeah, so I'm going to do that, and I'm kind of stressed out about that, you know? Not the trip itself, but just, you know, the act of what's happening.
Right. Would you say that you're, and I don't mean this sarcastically at all, but would you say that, yeah, is there a form of it? Yeah, is there a form of anticipation around that?
Oh, absolutely. I would like to just see it be done with.
Yeah.
Like to just be past the surgery and
gotcha.
Know that everything's good.
We'll talk about that a little bit more, but definitely best of luck to your dad, and sorry that you're not a super comfortable thing to go through just from the drive and stuff alone, let alone what you're going to do. So
yeah,
thoughts and prayers and chants and good vibes and feelings and all that stuff as well. Whatever you're
I appreciate it. Shake a rain stick at me.
I was going to say I'll rub a crystal. I don't know.
Charge up a crystal.
Yeah, I'll charge up a crystal.
But yeah, that's pretty much in the short term. That's what's going on in my life. So how about you, my friend? How have you been?
Dude, I'll go very short term and just talk about today. So today I worked basically 13 hours straight today in a very stressful. So long story short, I broke something, or something broke in our system that made it so a lot of our employees are kind of going to be pissed at my department. But I fixed it, but I'm still kind of working through the backlash from it. Luckily, I have a really good rapport with my teams that I support, so it's not really that big of a deal. But I caused unnecessary stress for a lot of us. But in doing so, I actually kind of found a problem with the system that needed to be addressed anyway. So it's not like my bosses are mad at me or anything. I found it before anyone else did. I brought it to everyone's attention. It's just working through the process and communicating and all that kind of stuff now. And it was just a very stressful, pain in the ass kind of day.
Yeah.
So if I seem a little off or loopy or tired, it's because I'm often loopy and tired. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
Was this like, I know you have to speak in vagaries for the most part. Was this like a code thing? Like you messed up something in the code? Or you found like a weird way that this program was operating and pointed it out?
Kind of a weird way that the program was operating, and also kind of a problem with our process, because we have like a very defined like set steps of this process. We don't do it all the time. We only do it every 3 months. And today I found how the process is written can cause a huge issue, and it did. So guess what? So I broke it, brought it to everyone's attention, fixed it, communicated out around it. And then my boss is like, hey, why don't you fix that process, the standard operating procedure document, since you know all about it. Like, I get more work on top of more work.
Yeah, awesome. That's fun.
Yeah, thanks. So, and then just on top of that, there was a lot of other stuff going on with work, and now my boss's boss, technically my boss's boss now, I guess, sent me a message. She's like, I need to meet with you and our vice president, our assistant vice president, next week, because I have a special project for you. And I'm like,
oh boy,
now I get to think about that for a week.
Yeah.
So just all that good stuff. But other than that, life's good. Like I've been handling stuff a little bit better, exercising a lot more, trying to get good sleep, eat well, drink less, hydrate.
Is that all working out for you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is it falling into place?
Yeah. It feels good. And, next step is to kind of re-lose some weight that I lost and get back to back on track, because I was doing pretty well there for a while. Just trying to get back on track. And I do think I handled today better from a stress standpoint because I'm living a healthier lifestyle again.
Yeah.
It's amazing what that'll do for you. So I'm feeling pretty good overall as a result.
I last week ate so many hot dogs that I regretted it immensely, and I felt sick afterwards.
I mean,
that's how I'm doing with my health.
That's
pretty much.
That's another way to live your life is. And trust me, I've been.
It is.
And trust me, I've very recently been on that side of the fence.
Yeah.
So I understand. Were they at least good? Was it worth it?
Oh, they were amazing hot dogs.
Yeah.
There's a place where I live that's a hot dog place, and I will go there sometimes and splurge on hot dogs.
Is it Hot Diggity Dog?
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The reason I know that is because you sent a video to me the other day of you with a hot dog, piece of, I believe it was lemon meringue pie.
Yes.
A bag of Mothman Mr. B potato chips, and a Mountain Dew, and you proclaimed that you were about as West Virginia as you can get at that moment in time, and I agree. And no, actually, that's not true. You also, if you had a pepperoni roll as well,
yeah,
you would have just turned into the shape of West Virginia.
I love the roll.
I guess. Wait, hold on. There we go. That's. But yeah, that's that. But enough of that. Let's get into it. The topic today, as already mentioned, but very obvious from probably the first 5 seconds of this video, is that we're going to discuss anticipation and the excitement around it, and and the negative things around it as well. I'm going to start out by saying, obviously anticipation can sometimes feel very much like a good thing and a bad thing, like waiting for Christmas morning or waiting for the results of a doctor's visit or those types of things. So how do we keep it from excitement or just concern into full-blown anxiety? Is that possible? What's your experience when you feel anticipation from both a positive and a negative standpoint?
I don't with anticipation, I don't feel it turning negative when it's something positive I'm anticipating, like Christmas, for example. But when I was younger, Christmas Eve, I loved so much, but I hated waiting from the time. And, you know, of course, what kid didn't hate waiting for Christmas? I know that's not breaking any new ground, but I really hated it. Like, I would lay awake the entire night almost because we had to get up and do the paper route very early because we had a paper route at the time. So we'd do the paper route, come home, and then we'd have to go to bed so my parents could put together all our toys and shit, right?
Right.
So I had like 4 or 5 hours that we had to be asleep for. I would just lay awake, eyes staring up at the ceiling, so excited. Yeah, just couldn't sleep. And I still get that way sometimes about stuff. So my anticipation is not probably the healthiest.
Well, I was going to say
that because I stay awake.
Well, is that positive anticipation turning into anxiety then? I mean, that sounds like a very anxious experience. I guess there's positive anxiety.
Yeah, it does turn into anxiety sometimes when you start to think like, oh my God, I was looking forward to this and now I'm going to be so tired.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I didn't sleep.
I think that, especially with like Christmas and those kind of things, and maybe part of it's being a parent now, but I definitely think that anticipation has become, I mean, it's a positive thing still, but there definitely is anxiety in anticipating Christmas for me now, because now it's like, it's not just, ooh, I'm going to get presents. Yay. It's, I have to make sure it goes really well for everyone else. Like, it's a good thing and it's a fun thing and I love it, but it's like, I got to make Christmas the best thing ever this year. You know, like I definitely have that kind of anticipation around it. And I also, you know, I don't care about, I mean, I love getting gifts and stuff, and Kira's a very, very good gift giver, but you know, I'm not like sitting around thinking like, oh, I'm going to get gifts, you know, tomorrow or a couple weeks from now on Christmas. But what I do, when I purchase the gifts, I like get very anxious for the person to have it. So like giving a gift to Kira, if I have it weeks in advance, or if I'm trying to keep a secret weeks in advance, I think about that a lot and just want it to come, and it becomes an anxious anticipation around that as well. Do you think there's a way we can avoid that? How do we chill the F out?
We don't. We're cursed. Do you just chief it, bro?
Yeah,
bro. No, we're dead. There's nothing we can do.
Blaze it 420. You don't think?
No, I do. I've talked about it before, and this just helps me with anxiety in general. I do breathing exercises, and I feel like that helps a lot with just general anxiety to anticipation and nervousness, especially like. Did you have questions specifically about negative anticipation as well? Because I don't want to jump the gun if you were going to get to that. Or do you want me to just go into it?
Kind of, just go into it.
Okay. So like when you're at the doctor's office and you've got to get blood work done, there's the anticipation in the short term for me where I'm like, fuck. Because I almost passed out once giving blood. So now every time I go to get blood taken, there's part of me that's like, oh, fuck, you're going to pass out. So I have to tell myself as I go, you know, you're not going to pass out.
Right.
So there's anticipation about that in the short term. And then, of course, the long term to find out that your blood work's okay.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that. I have a lot of anticipation or a lot of anxiety around medical shits.
Yeah. That's understandable. Luckily, I haven't had to deal with a lot of that. You know, obviously with my parents getting older and stuff, there's some of that, but they're really bad about telling me that they're going to the doctor and getting tests and stuff like that. I usually find out about it after the fact, which I guess is like, you know, sometimes I get mad. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? So I could have been worrying this whole time, you know. So it's kind of nice in a way, but you know, at the same time, you always feel disappointed, like, well, you didn't tell me, you didn't want me to know. But I guess they saved me from the negative anticipation, so it's kind of...
Is that their intention?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're not trying to keep things from me, but they don't want me worrying.
Of course, yeah. And it's hard to be mad about that. It's hard to stay irritated at that, you know?
It is. Yeah. What do you think is the most ridiculous thing you've ever been excited for? Like that you've gotten way too excited about?
In retrospect, seeing the movie Titan AE in theaters.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a great fucking movie. I loved the movie. I saw it with Ryan Brown, actually. But I was so excited to see that movie. Oh, no, I take it back. I'm sorry. Phantom Menace. That's the one I was most excited to see. Titan AE was great. Phantom Menace was like... Did you see Phantom Menace in theaters as well? You had to have, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know how did you feel about it? Because I watched it and I left the theater and I was like, that was good, right? Right?
Oh,
that was good.
Dude, when I watched it, like, I mean, it was a new Star Wars movie, and it was exciting, and there were graphics and pew pews,
lightsabers,
it was it was cool. I don't think it was until years later that I get jaded on it. Obviously, let's see, Jar Jar Binks is in that one, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I didn't remember if he didn't come in until Clone Wars, but yeah, no, that makes sense.
They meet him pretty early on too.
Really? I don't know why I was thinking it was.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever. I remember thinking Jar Jar was kind of dumb, and over the top, but it like didn't ruin it for me. I'm like, everything else was pretty cool. It wasn't until years later I watched it and I'm like, this is actually a boring ass movie. Because 9/10 of that movie is the fucking pod racing. and that scene just goes way too long. And so things like that, when I got older, I realized like I didn't like about it, but a lot of the critiques that people had at the time didn't faze me. Not like when I saw the fourth Indiana Jones movie. Right away, I knew that was a bucket of shit.
Oh, the Crystal Skull?
Yeah.
What tipped you off on that one?
Shia LaBeouf was in it. There were monkeys that like,
actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, and the monkeys escorting them through the trees. I was like, this is bad. This is bad, right?
Whenever the fucking I think it's when they're being escorted by the monkeys and there's ants attacking them. Is that the same scene?
I believe so. Yeah.
There's like killer ants underneath them, and they start to form like a ladder to reach up to grab Shia LaBeouf's foot.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I think the beginning of that movie was okay because I think Harrison Ford is just like punching Nazis in the face for a little bit. Like he's in like the warehouse, and is that at the beginning?
I don't even remember.
Whenever that scene is, when he's like, there's like the Jeep inside the. All I can picture is there's like a Jeep inside the warehouse, and there's like they're driving around and shooting and punching Nazis or whatever they are. That part was good. I remember that, and I remember thinking there was hope for it, but then the end of it. Spoiler for the Legend of the Crystal Skull or whatever, if you haven't seen it. The aliens at the end really just like I went through all of this. I dug through this bucket of shit thinking there might be a diamond in the end of it, and it was just a really hard turd in the bottom of the bucket of shit.
Yeah.
But like in hindsight, I don't know if it's that weird that they went the alien route. Oh, you fuzzy boy.
Yeah, I was trying to zoom myself back in. You keep talking. I'll figure it out. Or I won't, and I'll just be fuzzy. Who cares?
But
it'll get me eventually.
I'm distracted by your fuzziness. But yeah, it's not that weird that they went the route of aliens, I guess, if you think about it, because like the first one's about the Ark of the Covenant and like, the other crazy stuff like that. There's the Holy Grail will cure you, and other ones that aren't the Holy Grail will turn you to dust. I mean, there's lots of weird shit.
we have Temple of Doom.
Yeah.
What is the magical thing in Temple of Doom?
It's like a cult that the rocks. There's like the holy rocks that the village have that I don't really know what they do. I guess they kind of like keep prosperity in the village, like makes their crops grow and crap. But I know at one point in time they heat up, get really hot, and fall out of Indiana Jones's bag. So they light up and glow. So there's definitely some weird powers about them. And for some reason, the cult wanted them. And the Kalema guy like can pull people's hearts out. So he's kind of got powers, I guess, or is really strong.
So everything is related to like holy magic.
It's correct. It's religious.
Maybe that's why it's so weird that there's aliens.
That is the juxtaposition, I think, because it's like you're right. It's like religion, holy stuff, spiritual stuff, and then it's aliens. Which, in a way, ancient alien theory says that the aliens were behind all of our religions. So who knows? You could tie it in, but it definitely
they're coming from the ocean.
Yeah,
that's what they say.
That's what they say. USOs, not UFOs. And I guess, but that juxtaposition is just definitely, I think, what sets it apart. Well, that and Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah. But he's the new Indiana Jones. He gets the hat at the end.
That's true. He does.
And then they never filmed anything with him
and
as
then
Indiana
they were like,
Jones again.
Well, that sucks. So never mind. We're not putting.
Was he in the last one, the Dial of Destiny, or whatever it was called?
Dial of Destiny.
What is the Dial of Destiny? Is that the game? Whatever it was, there was an Indiana Jones movie that came out just a few years ago.
There was?
Yeah, after Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, there was another one.
I've never seen that one.
I think it was Dial of Destiny, actually.
Isn't there one about to come out? Like they're still making it? Did I miss the boat on Indiana Jones 5?
Let me see. Indiana Jones 5. The Dial of Destiny. Yeah, you missed it. It's on Disney Plus.
Harrison Ford is in this?
Yeah.
What?
He looks a bajillion years old. I'm looking at the poster right now. Yeah, he looks pretty rough. Got Mads Mikkelsen, Antonio Banderas. Let's see if Shia LaBeouf is in it. He's not.
2023 film? Did I see this? You know what? I think I may have seen this. That's crazy. I have a black hole in my brain. Obviously, I did not anticipate this movie coming out. Did I see this? Oh my god.
Harrison Ford is still happy he made Indiana Jones 5 even though it flopped. Shit happens.
You know what? You know what? I did see this because that's the time travel one.
What?
You've never seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, well then I'm sorry that I said that.
No, it's okay. I don't know if I'll ever watch it, honestly.
Yeah, it's a time travel one. They go back into time in that one.
Do you see young Indiana Jones?
I don't remember. I barely
remember. Bunch of Nazis.
I barely remembered that I had watched it, Brandon. Tell
me, I want a blow by blow of this movie, David.
I got no details. Yeah, no, I wow, that's crazy. You just like opened up made some synapses fire that were long dead or something there for a moment.
Yeah.
But the thing that is most ridiculous that I have anticipated, I got way too excited about, was the release of Earthbound, which is Mother 2 in Japan, and Earthbound in the United States. Came out on a little console called the SNES, and I got a Nintendo Power, I don't know, months before it came out. I don't know how long it might have been a year. I don't know how long in advance they were like teasing it in Nintendo Power. But I would look at that Nintendo Power like every day and just like look at the pictures of it. Remember when that was a thing? Like when you'd get that excited about video games, and like I would just look at it and oh, what's it gonna be like? What's that gonna be? What, because and this is coming off of Final Fantasy 3 being like a really big part of my life. And I don't remember if it came out before or after Chrono Trigger. It might have been come after Chrono Trigger as well. But anyway, I was super into like JRPGs at the time. And so I just...
Earthbound is such a different flavor of game. I mean, it's still a JRPG. It still has the same mechanics as far as fighting goes. But yeah, it is such a different flavor.
Oh, for
Was
sure.
it weird to play compared to like Final Fantasy 3 for you?
I mean, of course. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely different. But I guess, having stared at that Nintendo Power so long, like I knew it was going to be different. I didn't realize quite how quirky it was going to be, of course. But the Nintendo Power... I believe it was the Nintendo Power came with a scratch and sniff card that you were supposed to scratch like at certain parts of the game so that you could smell what that part of the game would smell like.
It was either in the Nintendo Power or in the game itself in the packaging. I can't remember.
I think it was I think it was in the Nintendo Power, and the reason being is because I never owned it. I rented the hell out of it.
Oh, okay.
And
because there's like a pizza smell, wasn't there? That's the one I remember. There's a pizza one.
There's a pizza smell, and you smell like the big like pile of barf monster. I forget what his name is. And
Bartholomew. Yeah,
that's right. And I can't remember. I want to see if I can look that up. And see if I
think there's gem socks is one of the things you smell. So a few years ago, more than a few years ago, probably like 8-10 years ago at least, I was pretty sick. Like I had a bad flu, and I downloaded an emulator. It's Earthbound.
Hell yeah!
And I put 15 hours into it. I never beat it, but I just played, just stopping in a flu haze syrup.
Oh, I was losing you a little bit.
Yeah, I was cutting out, but I think I'm good now.
Yeah. What was the last thing you said? You never beat it, but you played it in a haze?
Man, my fucking internet's all jacked.
You're better now.
Okay. It's got to be my computer. It's like it's catching on something, and I don't understand why. I mean, all the parts in it are fucking expensive parts.
Yeah.
It's not like it should be catching, but...
Right.
Old hunk of junk over here.
Yeah,
old ball and chain.
Giant brick. I did find the scratch and sniff card. And one of them was... Get a whiff of this hot dog, hold the mustard, then your nose. So you scratch it when you see like one of the fire dogs. And then the next one is, this fungus is no fun at all. And it's like one of the little mushroom guys. And then dig this buck-tooth funky smelling varmint. Or varmint rather, sorry. And that's one of the moles. And then it was slip the monkey a banana and watch the bad guys split. And that's the monkey, and it smells like banana, I'm sure. And then burn up...
naturally.
Naturally, of course. Burn up the competition in a flash. It's just, what's his face? What is the protagonist name? And
Ness.
That's what I thought, but then I was like, what did they name it after the NES? But yeah, that is what it was. And then take a big whiff, get a big prize, and it looks like just like a big fart cloud. So those were the scratch and sniff scents from the Earthbound scratch and sniff card. But yeah, so I anticipated the hell out of that, and it was worth the wait. I love that game to this day. It was definitely weird, like you said, a different flavor, totally different game, but it just like captured me utterly from the start.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I know there's been video games. Skyrim. Look forward to. The anticipation on that was great. Can't move.
I'm going to ask one more stupid question, and I want to answer it quickly, and then we'll move on to my last question. If excitement is contagious, should we all start hyping each other up more? Should we be hype?
Yes.
Should we be hype friends?
We should, but I don't know if we need to constantly hype each other up over like media and things that you consume. So much as just hyping each other up over day-to-day stuff.
Hell yeah.
You got this, man.
Fuck yeah.
I anticipate you doing well at work.
Hell yeah, man. That would make me feel good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
I stayed up all night worried that you weren't going to do good at work.
Wait, now it doesn't feel good.
Yeah, no, that doesn't feel good.
First thing I thought about this morning was whether or not you were going to do good at work today, David. Yeah, it's getting creepy. I don't like it.
Kept me up all night.
Okay. Well, I think we should be less cynical and hype each other up more. So I'm going to work on that. So tomorrow, expect a bunch of fucking messages where I hype you up and send you a bunch of gifts. And
all right, yeah, and be like, yeah, buddy, hot dog.
Yeah. But then you might
hold the mustard.
But then you might get excited and go buy a bunch of more hot diggity dogs.
Yeah. God. Just okay. Guess how many hot dogs I ate.
In one sitting or last week?
Not in one sitting, but over the course of 2 hours.
Over the course of 2 hours, 5 hot dogs?
Bam, you nailed it. I had 5 hot dogs, yeah.
Nice. Oh, you can see my bruise really bad. Or maybe not really.
Kira.
Maybe not really bad. Oh, no, you can. Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't. It's okay. She loves me. She said she wouldn't do it again.
Yeah, that's good.
It's not a funny joke. I'm not being domestically abused. And if you are, call the hotlines and get help right away. I'm serious.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not.
Yeah.
In all seriousness. But yeah, look at that thing. That's where I fell on some rocks trying to do something really stupid at the beach. So, my last question for you is, what are you currently anticipating? We know the negative one, but what's a positive one?
Okay, so there's a game coming out, and I think that I may have mentioned this game before, but it's called Clair Obscure Expedition 33. And it is, yeah, CLAIR, and then obscure without the E. Like it's French obscure, Clair Obscure.
Okay, gotcha.
I have barely watched any trailers or anything because whenever there's a game I'm excited for, I try to go in as blind as possible.
Okay.
But from what I've picked up, the premise is that they live in a universe where a lady appears, like a girl appears every year and paints a number on a rock. And then whatever number she paints, anybody of that age turns to dust.
Whoa.
So every year there's a group of people who are about to be turned to dust who go and travel and try to kill this girl so she stops killing people. Whoa. But every year they fail. So you're playing one of these group of doomed people going to try to kill her.
Whoa. So like if they wrote my number, how long do I have before I turn to dust?
From the trailer, it looks like she paints it and then you just like dust.
Oh, like right away?
Yeah.
So is it the same number or?
That I don't know. I think it's the age 33. I think that's why it's called Expedition 33.
Oh, yeah.
But then in the trailer, you see her writing the number 34. So I don't know. That information's out there. If you are listening to what I'm saying and it sounds interesting, which it should, check it out. Like the art style is really cool. It's a JRPG, so it's turn-based. I love turn-based games.
Same.
They don't make enough of those anymore, I don't think. And it's based off of the... have you played Persona? Any of the Persona games?
Yep.
It's based off of the Persona turn-based system. Like how it's both turn-based and reactive, like when you're attacked and stuff. So
Right. Cool. That
looks interesting.
Yeah, I'll check that out. That sounds very interesting. Can you see?
And it's coming to Game Pass, which is cool because I have Game Pass. And it's not a full price game. They're only selling it for $50 instead of $70, which I think is cool too.
That is very cool. Can you see this? You can't see this on your screen, can you?
No, not unless you share it.
No, I'm just hovering over. The viewers will be able to see it. I am very excited about a little old game called Blueprints. Did I talk about this when we recorded the other day about how Kira and I have been playing the demo?
I don't know if you mentioned it on the podcast, but you have told me before that you're playing it.
Okay. Well, the premise.
I'm gonna look up.
Yeah, it's a puzzle strategy deck building pathing game, I guess is the best way you can describe it. With like a bunch of mysteries and secrets and stuff. And the premise is that your uncle has passed away and has left you his mansion, his estate in his will. But the trick is you have to find a secret 46th room by the end of 30 days. And if you do, you get to keep the mansion. If you don't, you lose everything. And the way the game plays is you go into the foyer of the mansion, and there are 3 doors. You can go left, straight, or right. And when you open a door, you draft a room. And so 3 random rooms will pop up. And, there's different rarities of rooms and types of rooms and stuff like that. And there's different numbers of doors in the rooms. So depending on if you're going left, you want to make sure you have a door that will continue to go left and one that will go up. And it's a 5x8 grid. So there's 5 rooms this way, 8 this way, and then there's an antechamber at the top, which is what you're trying to get into. That's like the secret 46th room. And each room will sometimes like have gems or keys or items in them, and you use those to continue to be able to draft different types of rooms and get different things that you need. And you can like buy items. So there's coins and stuff around too. But the thing is, you would think that all the rooms seem very basic sometimes, but pretty much every room type has like a secret in it. And some of them are, you need a certain item to use on a certain thing in the room, and you have to figure that out. And you can like combine items, make new items. And so you don't always get the items. You don't always see all the different rooms in each run, because it's like a day run. And at the end of the day, if you don't have keys, you can't draft a room or whatever the case, or you run out of steps, which you take steps going in and out of different rooms. If you run out of these things in this game's economy, then the day ends. And then you start the next day. And there are some mechanics that you can like bring items from one day to the next day and stuff like that to kind of help progress your run. The other thing is there's also like a whole area outside of the house that you have to explore, and there's mysteries out there too. And so some of the things are as simple as like once you find out a combination to a safe, well then that obviously, so you can just start to progress through certain parts of the game quicker. And then others are that you'll get special perks that allow you to get further in your next day runs and stuff like that. Well, the demo was only 4 days long because it was just supposed to be like a little sneak peek, but Kira and I played the hell out of it. And also you're only supposed to be able to play through the 4 days in the demo 3 times, and then you can't play anymore. But I figured out a way to be able to start the 3 sessions over again. So we played probably 80 hours of this stupid demo.
Oh man,
like obsessed with it, right? And but then I uninstalled the demo one last time, and they had taken the demo off of Steam. So now,
oh, that sucks.
We've been without it for a couple of weeks now, and it's still. I think it comes out April 20th or something like that, or maybe
April 10th is what it looked like.
April 10th. Sweet. Oh yeah, initial re-release date or initial release date is April 10th. Sweet. So we're not too far from it. But this is what I'm currently anticipating the most, because both Kira and I have been really, really digging it, and I highly recommend you go check it out. It's cool, and it's got like an interesting kind of quirky story that you kind of find notes around and kind of piece stuff together, what's going on, and it's cool.
Yeah, I was looking at the Steam page as you were talking, and I really like the art style too. It's got kind of almost a cell shaded Borderlands look to it, without the extra like hand drawn lines that Borderlands has.
Right. Or those not the Telltale. Who did the like Walking Dead games back in the day?
Yeah, those are Telltale.
Yeah. Almost like that kind of art style, but better, cooler, brighter.
Yeah.
It's really neat, and just like the sense of discovery and playing with Kira, and like we figure something out, or we've been like taking notes in a journal and trying to figure stuff out, and then like you piece stuff together. Like some of the stuff that Kira all of a sudden like came up with, she's like, "Oh my god, I realized it," and we ended up using like. I'm not going to try to ruin what we did, but we ended up using Chat GPT and putting a bunch of data in that we had kind of taken notes on, and it like spit out like these kind of weird phrases that like kind of have to do with the game that we just put in a bunch of letters, like random letters, and like make sentences out of this basically. And it kind of has to do, it's like it could be this sentence or this sentence or this sentence, and it kind of has to do with the game. So like weird little
That's
stuff
awesome.
like that I know is going to be a little more like kind of ARG ish, and different levels to it, which is that's our shit, man. Like we loved playing Animal Well, and so this is gonna scratch that itch pretty well, I think.
Hell yeah.
So we will give updates on those games once we actually play them. When's your game out?
April 25th, I think.
Okay, so we'll catch up towards the end of April.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Yes. I've been playing Cyberpunk. I don't know if we're doing a Gray Matter Munchies, but I'm just going to drop it in there.
Yeah.
I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077. It's fucking great. It's a great game. I got it when it first came out years ago, but it was super glitchy.
Yeah.
So I didn't play it. But they have fixed it, and they totally redid a bunch of it, and it's fucking great. It's an amazing game.
So this is the first you've played since the like major update?
Yeah, it had saved. I'm playing both the updated version and I'm playing on my Series X as opposed to my Xbox One, so I have a newer system I'm playing on as well. It had saved my old game in the cloud, and my old game was at 7 hours, and I just crested 7 hours on this new game that I started.
Oh, okay, so you're kind of back to where you were.
Back to where I was. I've made it a little bit further because I know more of what I'm doing now.
Right.
But yeah, I'm pretty early in still. But yeah, I'm loving it. It's great.
Cool. Yeah, you'll have to let me know how that goes. We've been playing, so tried to find a replacement for Blueprints until it comes out. So we've been trying to play Talos Principle, but it's really not clicking. I still want to play through it, but it's a cool concept, but the actual gameplay just hasn't really clicked with us yet. And we also we've been playing Stanley Parable, but Kira kept wanting to write down like context clues and stuff, like thinking it would come back into play, and it may here or there, because I know there is an overarching mystery, but I think she's thinking of it more as like a game than it is. Because
there's not like stuff, like you said, stuff will come back a little bit, but for the most part, each walkthrough is kind of its own contained thing.
Right. And so she was getting frustrated because I was standing in the broom closet and wanted to stay there as long as possible, type of a things. And she's like, just go, move on. I'm like, but this is the game. And she's like, what do you mean? Like, there's stuff you can go do something. And I'm like, no, I don't think you understand. Like, this is the game. It's just messing around and finding different Indians and stuff. And she's like, yeah, but there's game to be played, right? Like there's game. I'm like, there's not
kind of a little bit.
There's not really game. So I don't think she's got frustrated at that. I don't think she's gonna dig it. I mean, it's comical, and it's, she understands the irony of it all, but she wants to see progression and those kind of things. So we started playing Fez, which is cool.
Fez is a good game.
It's kind of got some of the Animal Well, scratching some of the Animal Well itch, but not nearly as deep as that.
Did you like Portal? Do you like the action
hell yeah.
puzzle games?
Hell yeah, I love Portal. Portal and Portal 2 those are like some of the best games. Maybe in my top 10 all-time.
There's
games.
A game I played that I'll have to find the name of to suggest to you in the long list of games I've suggested to you that reminds me a lot of Portal. I played through it and really enjoyed it. And instead of like Portal, the whole thing is playing with portals and using those to solve puzzles. This is you have a gun that can change the properties of reality as far as like whether you change dimensions. So you can go to a heavy dimension or a light dimension. And then you'll have like cardboard boxes, and you go to the heavy dimension and suddenly they're made of metal. So you need to like switch to the light dimension to pick up a box and move it to a button, and then switch to the heavy dimension and it depresses the button. Stuff like that. Cool. You're like you play a little kid and you're in your uncle's castle trying to find him. And that's like the whole premise of it. It's fun though. It's a short game. You can probably beat it in like 8 hours.
Oh, that sounds cool. Yeah, that'd be fun.
But,
hey, I could beat it.
If I find the name, I'll suggest it.
I could beat it before Blueprints comes out.
There you go.
Yeah. We've been trying, Baba Is You, and I think I definitely talked about Isle of Sky and Sea and Sky. That was great. We really enjoyed that. But it's hard to find puzzle games that really click, like to play with Kira. Like Inscription, for example, is kind of along those lines. I'm really into that and want to play through the rest of that, but I don't think it was fun for her to watch. Because the card playing aspect of it, at least at first. I know it gets crazy later on, but I haven't really got too far into it. But yeah, so yeah. Send more suggestions. Listeners, send more suggestions our way as well. But yeah, I'll definitely hear some more from you as well, Brandon. But speaking of which, I'll wrap up here by saying, we have gotten a little bit more interaction from some of our listeners, and would definitely like to hear more from you all. So please, email us at we'reprobablynotok. That is just the letters OK at gmail.com. You'll find us under the same moniker in Facebook, Instagram. We don't really use Twitter. It's mostly Facebook and Instagram, I suppose. But you can also go to We're Probably Not Okay. Go to patreon.com/we're probably not okay and help us out if you feel the spirit move you to help fund us a little bit, because we don't really even break even on our server costs these days. We do this for fun, of course, but if you would like to see more, we probably would be inspired to do more.
Absolutely.
I need monetary responsibility. That's going to drive me. If I feel like I'm letting people down, then I'll do more. So help me feel like I'd be letting you down by going to patreon.com/ we're probably not okay and signing up today. Other than that, though, send us suggestions for episodes you'd like to hear, games that you think we'd like to play, movies. We love all that kind of shit. So join the conversation. And that's all I got. Brandon, what do you got? Anything else?
No, not really. I think you nailed it. Just any interaction you want to give with us, feel free to. We always love that kind of stuff. Yeah, and like questions and shout outs and stuff like that we'll do in the show as well. I like to bring that kind of stuff in too. So listener mail and all that kind of shit. So, well, in that case, I think that's it for now. Another excellent episode, probably our best yet. At least our best yet without Ryan. We do what we can. Yeah, absolutely. So, as always, I've been David Musgrave, the man kissed by all angels, and with me is Brandon Full, Shepherd of the Forest. And we're probably not okay. Probably not. Wait. You didn't say pation. Huh? You started with Antici at the beginning of the episode. I thought you were going to finish with pation.